Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Greg from in5d.com. You're tuned into another Spirit Chat. Tonight's topic is the cosmic wildcard. And I got some information that I haven't added to the article yet, provided by my friend Rosie Neal a couple days ago. So I'll be talking about that. A new cosmic wildcard. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Before we get going, this is new. Speaking of new, my hair is a lot shorter. It used to come down to here, so I got a couple inches taken off. Although probably people can't tell because it's still effing long. But yeah, and it's not as long. The bangs got a little shorter, so I can still tuck them behind the ears if I want, but it's kind of like I like hiding behind my hair, so I leave it down like this. This is the introvert look. If I wasn't an introvert, I'd be like, hey, look at me. But no. So yeah, that's that. I want to give a shout out to our latest N5D family Patreon members, and that includes Sherry Schaefer. It's either Schaefer or Schaffer. Not sure, it's two F's. So I would guess Schaffer. Tim Lunn, Christoph Heidenescher. I hope I got your name correct on that. Space Daisy and Teresa Dubichel. Welcome to our N5D Patreon family. So everybody that's on Patreon, you guys, well, for example, like the Spirit Chat, you know, I try to give a heads up on Facebook, but not everybody has Facebook. So, you know, on Patreon, I send out messages and everybody will get a message that's been a Patreon, N5D family Patreon member. So you get messages there, you get messages on Facebook. I try to tag a number of people on Facebook as well to give you guys, you know, that heads up. Because oftentimes I just pop on. I don't give a lot of heads up. I try to give at least a few hours, but I'm not that kind that goes, well, we're definitely going to have this today and tomorrow, because I don't plan anything. I just wing it. And right now I'm in the process, I'll show you, in the process of packing. So there's lots of stuff right there that's, yeah, that is boxed up. What the pain in the ass is about that too is that all those boxes, I had to put the box where it is and carry everything out to that box because I can't lift anything yet. I still can't lift anything for like another 5 weeks, anything heavier than 10 pounds. So I just put stuff, make a new box, and I'll put it over there in the pile that it goes in, and carry this stuff. And that's why I got started so early on packing. I have to move out on the 28th. So got a head start, getting it done a little at a time. Okay. So let's see what's going on in YouTube land. Okay, let's go like that. And hello to Michelle Noel Creations, and Debbie, Deplorable Daughter, Jim Reddick, and Des. Welcome to Spirit Chat. Yeah, packing is not fun, Michelle. I really don't have a lot of help, but I don't have a lot more to pack either. So, I mean, it's just me. And I'm going from a 2-bedroom condo to a 1-bedroom mobile home. So I'm getting rid of some bedroom stuff. Just lightening the load, basically. So, hi, Starfeather. Welcome to Spirit Chat. Tonight's topic is Cosmic Wildcard. And let's jump right into that. without any further ado. Okay, where are we going to start? Let's go. Let me do a screen share here. And to anybody that's waiting to come in, I'll be letting you in a little while. We just got to cover this stuff first. So okay, there we go. So this is updated Beyond Imagination Cosmic Wildcard. Now it says May 5th, 2019, which is when I last updated the article. But if you go on back on the Wayback Machine and put in yeah, the Wayback Machine and put in that address, you can see that it goes all the way back to 2014, which is when I originally wrote the article, and I'll be updating it with the information you guys are going to be getting tonight. It's still not, it's this fresh where I haven't even been able to put it into the article. Okay. So what is the cosmic wild card, right? Do you feel like something really big is on the horizon, but you can't put your finger on it? What if there was a cosmic wild card that no one can truly imagine? There are many possibilities that could qualify as the cosmic wild card, so we try to cover a few of them. The first one is the Photon Belt. So if you're not familiar with the Photon Belt, this is what it looks like right here. And it's this band, this donut-shaped band of photons that circle around Alcyone, and Alcyone is the central sun. So, and to show you how big everything is in perspective, this is our solar system. And if I would imagine that it's much closer, if not on the edge, or has begun to enter the Photon Belt. And that's as evidenced by the changes in the sun, actually the changes in all the planets in our solar system, as well as the changes in our sun. Remember, you know, anyone that's probably like 50 years or older might remember a yellow sun when we were kids. Of course, we also remember blue skies without chemtrails, but we remember a yellow sun. And now the sun is more of a white. Is it possible that that white is from the additional photons, making it burn maybe a little brighter? Not necessarily hotter, but brighter. So yeah, that's our first cosmic wildcard, is the Photon Belt. So the Photon Belt is a belt or ring of photons that's going to envelop the Earth, causing a cataclysm or initiating a spiritual transition. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm not saying cataclysm, but with a time period leading up to the shift referred to as the quickening. A theory is based on an immense belt of photons orbiting the Pleiades. According to some beliefs, Earth will pass through this belt of photons, resulting in either humanity's elevation to a higher plane of existence. Author Virginia Essene, born in 1928, and Sheldon Idle wrote that the Photon Belt represents a temporary window for spiritual transition, during which time humans can reach a higher level of existence, which they term the galactic level. Samuel N. Warr, who adopted the idea in the late 1970s, refers to the Photon Belt as Alcyone's rings, or the rings of Alcyone. Warr claims that Alcyone is the principal sun of the Pleiades, and in its orbit gravitates 7 suns around our sun, being the 7th, which circles Alcyone. According to Warr, Alcyone has rings made of radiation caused by the splitting of an electron. Warr also refers to this radiation as manasic, and that's from the Sanskrit term for the mind, manas, and indicates that it in some way relates to the distinction between the inferior manas, the lower mind or lower self, and the superior manas, the higher mind or higher self. Or purports that if that the electrons in Alcyon rings release a type of unknown energy. So is it possible that that unknown energy will do something to our DNA, giving us a DNA upgrade, right? If you're looking for proof about whether we have entered the photon belt or not, look no further than the sun. And we were just talking about this. Our sun started changing color from yellow to white in the late 1980s. This is also when the entire solar system started seeing dramatic climate changes on all of our planets. Coincidence? Hardly not. That's our proof right there. And I recently released an article called Exciting Confirmation of the Entering of the Photon Belt. This article shows us concrete proof that we have already been bathing in waves of photonic light. And Terry Wade also has an article on N5D. I'll leave a link to this article where you can check out all these links right here as well, okay? So the next cosmic wildcard is the galactic superwave. So here we are. This is the Milky Way galaxy right here in the center. And it's purported that there's this galactic wave of energy coming. Let's check it out. According to Paul LaViolette, there has been galactic superwaves that emanate from our galactic core, which occur every 13,000 to 26,000 years or so. 13,000 being half the cycle, obviously, of 26,000. So twice per cycle. This would fall on the approximate timetable of the precession of the equinoxes, which is a 26,000 year cycle. According to LaViolette, galactic core explosions actually occur about every 13,000 to 26,000 years for major outbursts and more frequently for lesser events. The emitted cosmic rays from the core are virtually unimpeded. As they travel radially outward through the galaxy, they form a spherical shell that advances very close to the speed of light. And while there are many possibilities that can occur, such as the ones listed below, there also remains the possibility of something occurring that no one has anticipated. And here's the Schumann Resonance. And that's right here. Let's update this. Let's reload this because I loaded this up a couple hours ago. Well, I guess that gave us the most recent one. Okay. So they say that Earth vibrates at the rate of 7.83, and you can see a line here. But is it possible that these are other dimensions that you're seeing, these lines that are going down, and perhaps a bleeding through of dimensions? Anything is possible, in my opinion. But yeah, well, I wonder if we're going to be talking about this soon too, about what Dolores Cannon said about the splitting of the two Earths. So Earth's heartbeat is known as the Schumann Resonance, which has been recorded at approximately 7.83 cycles per second for presumably thousands of years. In recent years, the Schumann Resonance has been rising and was recently recorded as high as 8.50. Speculation infers that the Earth may stop rotating once the Schumann Resonance reaches 13 cycles per second. At that point, Earth would stop rotating for 3 days and then start spinning in the opposite direction, causing a magnetic reversal of the poles. Under this premise, a magnetic pole reversal may affect the way hemispheres in our brain interact. 3 possible scenarios exist in such a situation. Number 1, nothing happens to our brains. Number 2, the hemispheres of our brains instantly interact with one another, opening up synapses to higher metaphysical abilities. And number 3, we go crazy, or should I say with myself, and probably some of you, we go crazier. Recently, we have seen incredible amounts of incredible anomalies on the Schumann Resonance chart. And I list some of these anomalies of whiteouts and blackouts and stuff like that. Different patterns that we've seen, different, I forgot when this one was, but yeah, we've seen a bunch of different things on the Schumann that shows us there's something going on. What's next? Cosmic rays. This is another cosmic wild card. Cosmic rays come from coronal mass ejections, and they may possibly mutate our DNA into the next realm of spontaneous evolution. David Sereda has been working diligently in this area of science. According to Sereda, since 2006, scientists have been noticing a difference in the decay rates in nuclear particles, which had been consistently reliable in previous years. What does this mean? It isn't typical to see such a drastic change in these decay rates. Scientists are seeing a change of 1/10 of 1% in these particles, which was previously unheard of and is unexplainable at this moment. When a particle speeds up, it means it's radiating more energy. This includes the energy in particles within our own bodies. Studies on DNA have indicated that even very weak changes in the energy field can cause profound changes in our DNA. And there's an article for this called Spontaneous Evolution has arrived, and talks about Sereda's research on that. So once again, like I said, I'll leave a link to this article, and you can just follow all of the links that are within this article too. Here's another one, the Galactic Ribbon and Galactic Bubble. And that's what this artist's rendition of it says what it may look like. So this is an energy field at the edge of the Milky Way galaxy that's described as a ribbon. This is a shocking new result for us, and one that is not entirely understood, said David McComas, the lead scientist on a NASA mission called IBEX. This ribbon is a long band of high energy particle emissions that could feasibly alter our DNA. There also exists a galactic bubble that appears to be growing in size and below the Milky Way galaxy. Is it possible that these changes are related to our location to the center of the Milky Way galaxy as we near the precession of the equinoxes? Do the changes in our sun have any relevance to the changes in our solar system? How do these changes affect us on a cellular level? Now, here's some other possibilities. Mass UFO landing. How would you react if out of the blue a mass UFO landing occurred? What if this was your galactic family wanting to bring you back home? If you had to make a decision right now without being able to consult friends and family, would you leave or would you stay with Mother Earth? I'm putting it out there for you guys right now. What would you do? Let's say the ship comes and your galactic family says it's time to go home. We can take you away from all this crap. And, instant healing, live in love, unconditional love, technologies that are hundreds, if not thousands of years away from us having those kind of technologies. You'd be living in that kind of environment. Would you leave? If they said right now, that's the decision. That would be a hard decision because, you got to think of, well, I'm married. Would I leave Allie behind? No. Would I leave my daughter behind? No. And as tempting as it would be, I think all of us came here for a reason. And we're part of this process. And to leave at this point, I think it's like abandoning the ship. I couldn't do it, but I could, other people, let's say you don't have family and you're not in a relationship. Why not? The rest of us will hold the fort down, and at least we know that we have help and that our galactic neighbors and friends are there. Maybe we will be able to at some point gather our families together and be able to go as a group. But if they said right now, without conferring with anyone, I'd say no. The harvest, according to the law of one channelings, the book argues that the goal of a soul is to polarize in one of two different directions: positive polarization, labeled as service to others through identifying with others empathetically, or negative polarization labeled as service to self through separating the self from others. Souls are said to harvest and proceed to the next level once they are properly polarized. See, I don't dig that name, harvest, because what do you harvest? Corn, right? Not people. Some argue that this is a harvesting of energy by archonic forces, while others believe that this is a harvest of souls who are ready for their next level of spiritual progression. And that may well be true, but nobody knows for sure, period. Converging Waves. In May of 2016, I released an article and video entitled 3 Massive Tidal Waves Are Coming, and It's Not What You Think. In this video and article, I explained how I saw 3 massive tidal waves coming, yet there was no fear. The following is an excerpt from that article. Water is a mutable energy. It can be solid, liquid, or gas. If you think of a tidal wave, the wave can be viewed as a wave of energy. This is what I feel the dream is portraying to me. There's a huge wave of energy arriving that all of us will be focused on. In the meanwhile, another wave of energy will be coming from the opposite direction and will converge with the initial energy wave. At that point, something magical will happen, whether that's moving into the next stage of spirituality, becoming a light body, or something else is unknown, but it will be magical. So here's the video that I made when I had that vision. If these waves are viewed as conscious waves of energy, then this could very well be the transformative event that would qualify as the cosmic wildcard. Now, here's something else that I experienced too. I was mentioning my friend Rosie Neal. I'll be talking about her latest revelation shortly, but at the same time period, her and I both had these visions of these concentric plasma rings coming from the sun. This energy, it's perpetual, and it's still going on. So recently we started seeing reports and photographs of concentric rings of light being emitted from the sun. This is a new phenomenon, back in 2019, that has many people wondering what its effects will be on human consciousness as well as our physical bodies. So here's a Facebook post that I had with some of the pictures that are floating around on the internet. And you can see these concentric rings. My dear friend Rosie Neal and I had visions about these incoming photonic waves of plasma energy at the same time in early February of 2019. I got this vision when I stopped to meditate on the beach. During this meditation, I received a vision of something spectacular. I saw concentric rings of light or plasma energy being emitted from the sun in a pulsating manner. When I finished my walk, I told the person I was with at the beach about my vision and kept the rest to myself until a few days ago. This is back in 2019, when I recorded a live beach chat and introduced this video to my In5D family. And here's that video that I recorded on February 21st, 2019. I did a video where I introduced this vision to everyone. I talk about it at the 3:56 and 28:21 markers of the video below. While I was recording the above video, a friend of mine and fellow In5D writer, Rosie Neal, tried calling me while I was live on Facebook. Coincidentally, I was talking about my new findings regarding this project. Upon finishing the video, I called Rosie, who initially was calling about something completely different, but that shifted quickly. In Rosie's own words, I was out behind my house in the yard. I was doing some work with the dirt and a plant, and for whatever reason, I turned and faced up to the sun, and it was pulsating. And I mean, it was pulsating really huge. It was fanned out very large, and then it was sucked back to normal size. As it was doing this, at some point, I was so shocked by it that I didn't have words to tell Greg what that wave was. It was almost like a plasma wave. It came right through me. When it went through me, I literally knew at that moment everything had changed. Nothing was the same. But yet, as I looked around at the plants in my house, in my yard, everything still appeared to look the same. That morning before I called Greg, I got the message in through the source stream that everybody thinks that everything is the same. As they look around with their physical eyes on everything, it will appear to be the same, but nothing is the same. Everything has changed. So I've got some more articles that you can check these out as well. The phenomenon has gone global as scientists are puzzled as to why this is happening. And here's that article. And it actually went mainstream, and you can see some more concentric waves that are going on. Then we have the unknown wildcard. The true unknown wildcard may come in the form of something completely unanticipated and could happen in the blink of an eye. Most people within this genre innately feel that whatever this event may be, it will be positive. Many of us, and here's Christina Love modeling one of our shirts. Thank you, Christina. Many of us have a sense of impending urgency compiled with a desire to go home. Whether home is going back to the organic Earth or to your galactic planet of origin, the feeling remains. We all feel like we are on the verge of something magnanimous, yet it is difficult to pinpoint exactly what that might be. Regardless of what happens or doesn't happen, always use your own discernment. Be aware that as long as we are still within this matrix, we will remain pawns in a much larger game. As events fold, try to think logically about what possible motives may exist for whatever choice you decide, as well as how your decision will affect those you love. So what I'll do is I'll put a link to this in the chat. Bear with me. Let me get out of the screen view there, and then I'll put that link in there. So I should have had this ready. I apologize for not having that ready right now. And there's the link right there. Just putting this in a Word document right now so I can copy and paste it. There we go. And all those links that you saw are in the article. So yeah, so hi to everyone that has joined us since, yeah, that was quite the article, huh? So yeah, we have Devin and Gypsy Moon. Oh, thank you, Gypsy Moon, for the super chat. She said, Greg, you are a light in this dark world, my friend. Namaste from a fellow light worker. Thank you, Gypsy Moon. Very much appreciated. Deplorable daughter, the Schumann boggles my mind. There's my love, Allie. Hi, baby. She's making more pyramids right now. So she's probably got her hands full of resin right now. We can go Looney Tunes together. Crazier. Yeah, definitely. Gracie. Hi, Gracie. Debbie. Sorry. I'm here for a reason. Yeah. I'm with you on that. That's Michelle. Yeah, that's a hard decision, especially, if your galactic family came down and said, it's time to go. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. As tempting as that would be, because you're going to feel that love from them as well. As much as you love your wife or your children, you're going to feel that love from them too. I would say, I got to stay, but come back and get my family and me later. I'm here for a purpose though right now. And so I agree with you, Devin. I'm here for a reason. Hi to William as well. Deplorable daughter. I miss my galactic family. I just can't remember them. Yeah. And Michelle says, Harvest rubs me wrong too. Definitely. There's something wrong with that. Sadicus, Jupiter ascending. Yeah. I love that flick. That was cool. Hi, Jenna Lovecraft Reeves. Welcome to Spirit Chat. Thank you, Phil, for the super chat, Conquering Fear. Do It Now card of the day. Lisa Lovestar. Hi, welcome to Spirit Chat. Lisa says, I agree, harvest isn't a good expression. And Steffi says, gratitude, Greg. Thank you for your work. My pleasure. Thank you for joining us, Steffi. Hi, Sarah, my star sister from another mister. Great haircut, Greg. Thank you. It's a little shorter. It's still long, but a little shorter. Hello to Claudette. Thank you for moderating. And Lilith. So, okay, so I've got information. This is the latest update. And like I said, I haven't been able to put this in the article yet. It's that fresh. And I got some people waiting in the room, the weight room right now. And I'll be letting those guys in. I think it's Phil and Rob that are waiting in there. And I'm going to put a link to that so you guys can come in. I'll be bringing people in shortly. Oh, thank you, Deplorable Daughter, for the super chat. Appreciation for all that you and your beautiful bride do. Oh, thank you. So yeah, this is the latest information that I got. Now, according to my friend Rosie, she said that there's going to be a green ray. And I'm not sure if it's plasma, but it's going to be coming from the center of the earth outward, but that's not where it emanates from. But she said that you can see it in the air, you can feel it, you can breathe it. And this is her own words, there's going to be a direct ray from the center of the sun to the center core of the earth. It will activate every cell in our bodies on a cellular level and will activate the spin ratio of our cells. And this will all happen in a blink of the eye. Everybody will experience this differently. And it was what she described was very similar to what Dolores Cannon talked about the separation of two earths. And that those who get left behind won't even realize that you left. They'll just go on with their lives. And she was talking that it'll be very similar to that. And I know she's not a Dolores Cannon reader. That's not her kind of, I don't think she reads much at all, honestly. But yeah, I don't think she was even aware of that. But so that's what makes it even more intriguing. So yeah, it's kind of like that the two earths separating kind of thing, where everybody will experience this differently. And I think the most important thing is to maintain a high vibration. Ellie and I were talking about this earlier tonight. We're talking because there's a lot of crap going on, as far as I'm concerned, within this genre. There's a lot of disinfo that's going on, and I'm not here to call anyone out. You know what? We're at the end of Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, stays there until 2023. The truth vibration will shine a light on everything that is not in the highest vibration of truth, love, and light. So, you know, whether these people are talking crap or not, it doesn't matter. You know, use your own discernment, right? Go then, find out for yourself, you know, and don't worry about anything else. You know, this is all going to play out exactly the way it has to play out. So it's not worth wasting the time. Yeah, there are people that are just bullshitters and whatever, and they are giving our genre a bad name. I have talked about it in the past. It's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned right now. Time to move forward. We have our nucleus family right here with N5D, and I love you guys. Let's move forward. Let's think positive. Doesn't matter what anyone else is thinking or saying. You know, let's just focus on the future, right? So maintain a high vibration. She was mentioning that similar to my vision of the event, and I'll go over this briefly. She said that, you know, money, government, religion, all that shit's gone. When I had that vision of the event, I saw myself standing in front of myself, and this white light floods the earth. It's interesting. That was the word, the specific word I used was floods the earth. Just like that, the 3 tidal wave dream I had, 3 tidal waves coming in, massive tidal waves. So I saw myself standing in front of myself, this white light floods the earth. When that happens, you'll get this feeling of unconditional love to a magnitude that you can't describe or explain. And the best way I can describe or explain it is imagine that person or that thing or whatever it is that you love the most, multiply that by 1,000,000. And I'm probably underestimating it. This is the amount of unconditional love that you'll feel when this white light floods the planet. And money, government, religion, all that shit, none of that shit matters. If your boss is an asshole, doesn't matter. When you're bathing in that magnitude of unconditional love, none of this trivial crap on this planet matters, period. I had a beach meetup where this woman had a near-death experience, and what she was shown was the exact same thing. And so that's my validation. I remember she was a nurse. She is a nurse, and she was shown the same thing in a near-death experience that I had already previously saw in a vision. So you got to love when you get confirmations like that. And I've had other people also have similar confirmations, just like the 3 tidal waves. You wouldn't believe how many other people experience 3 tidal waves. So that shirt is cool, Greg. Yeah, thank you, Andrea. Something different, right? Why not? So that's what Rosie said, and I got to add that to the article. That's going to be another update on the cosmic wildcard. I put a link in the chat for that, and I'm going to put another link in there for to join us here in the chat. I got 2 people waiting right now, Phil and Rob. So they're coming on in. And I'll put a link again for that article, Cosmic Wildcard. I love that kind of stuff. You know, the what if, what are the possibilities out there? And I'm sure there's a number of stuff that I didn't cover, didn't foresee, haven't heard about yet. Who knows? But what's up, Phil? What's up, Rob?
Coming back. Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I hear you. I hear something going like TV on in the background or something.
There we go.
All right, good.
She's gone now.
Okay, what's going on, guys?
Well, I just got my video out there. Though, you know, if there's any disinformation on it, I make no claim. I did put a clip of Tucker Carlson on there, so though
That's okay.
He usually is. I mean, he took a pretty even look at. I mean, a pretty satirical look at that Ned guy, but
Ned Flanders.
No, no, this is a State Department asshole. I mean, Trudeau.
I'm kidding. Ned Flanders from The Simpsons.
Well, if Ned Flanders is a bald-faced liar, then yeah.
No, I think. Well, he's the religious church-going neighbor.
No, this guy wouldn't be that.
So, what do you think about the cosmic wildcard? Are there any possibilities that I missed, or what ones do you think resonate with you as possibilities?
Well,
I can say.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is that I've communicated with the sun, and if we can, what it basically, the conversation I had with the sun would say that no solar flare, we don't have to do it that way where we're all got, and we get blasted up into our light bodies. We need, they're trying to give us a chance to raise our vibration, as you say, and do it ourselves. A more natural ascension process. Here's the caveats on that though. If it goes AI, if they go the zombie apocalypse, if they try to go nuclear, then all bets are off. Sun's going to do something, and it's going to winnow the wheat from the tare, as they say in the Bible.
I didn't cover anything along those lines. Everything is but you know what? It's an aspect I never thought about. And it's cool to think of. What I was thinking about were all these, how we're going to move into the next stage of spiritual progression. But what if, is what you're saying? What if this happens? That would be totally unexpected. And the sun says, "Fuck it all." Bam.
Well,
but if that happens,
you got to remember that the sun and Earth are communicating with each other magnetically, electromagnetically, and I'm going to say spiritually, talking to each other too. You can tap into it through a meditation in which you first connect to your heart. And that can be just as easy as taking deep breaths and putting your hands on your heart and, focusing in that area. That kind of gets you in that zone. And then imagining a taproot going down into the Mother Earth and connecting that heart to Mother Earth's heart, and then connect it to the sun's heart. And then you get in on those kind of conversations. Oh, and guess what? That raises your vibration and gets you more in tune for the higher vibrations that are actually coming from the galactic center and concentric waves coming out. And we're in one of those peaks right now, and we'll be for about 1,000 years.
Now, would that be similar to the photon belt, those concentric waves, the photons, the sun going from yellow to you remember the yellow sun?
Yeah, I remember it, and it's gone white now.
Yep.
And I believe it has something to do with that. Basically the whole galaxy is going through an upgrade.
Yeah.
In
Every
concentric
planet.
waves, and it just keeps on happening in a continual basis. By the time we're back here again in this particular rotation of the Earth, we will probably be pure beings of light.
Do you think that, all this crap that's going on this planet is basically a distraction in order to prevent us from working on raising our vibration?
Well, there are a lot of distractions, or doing the pirate thing where I'll raise this flag or that flag depending on how close I am to attacking you. So we've got that kind of stuff going on, and we got of course now there's some, so there basically there are two kinds of people. If you want to go with the law one, the raw book, and we've got the service to self, and that's a really tough road to hoe, really. And the other is the service to other, where you're 51% or more service to other. That's the one I'm trying to get into.
I'm sure you're there easily. All beyond
but
that.
Yeah, and these really, to go that evil route, you have to be I heard 97% service to self.
Wow.
You have to be a pretty egotistic mother.
Yeah.
I cannot go there. I knew I couldn't go there. I had to go the other way.
Did you get a new light? It's almost like there's a rainbow around you.
Yeah, I've got a rainbow light.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Looks good. So, all right. Do you think that this would be fast when this shift happens? Do you think it'll be something fast? Do you think it'll be gradual? Will it be the blink of an eye, or will it be like, we just keep entering the photon belt? More photons are entering every day, but it's a gradual thing. What do you think?
Oh, okay. So what popped into my mind on that, and I would like to hear what Rob has to say too here,
Okay.
is that think of Kundalini. Right? So that can be a slow process, right? Where I'm doing it through meditation, and I'm feeling this warm, bubbly feeling just kind of coming up here, and it just, wow, I'm in samadhi or whatever that, whatever Greer calls it. I think it's samadhi.
Mhm.
Or you can have it from a strong physical experience, a near death, or where you're trauma, right? Where you're put into that. I gotta have that energy in order to react to what's going down here. Like I'm fighting for my life, right? You get that kind of an enlightenment. So it can be really like a bolt of lightning, or it can be like a process. You decide how you're going to go through it, but it is going to happen.
So you're not going to answer the question, then.
I'm sorry. Well, let me go back and see whether I can. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me the question again, I guess.
Is it going to be a gradual process, or something that happens quickly?
Well, if it's going to be the great awakening, where most of the people on this planet, except for those stupid enough to go for that 97% self-serving asshole, and I'm hoping that is just that 1%. It's that bloody evil. That it can be kind of a slow process, but if now here's the thing: is we've seen an example here of a rising up of the collective consciousness and coming forth with the vibration of love, the freedom convoy up there. And well, actually, it's not just in Canada anymore. I'm hearing it's all over the world.
Good.
And if they do it with the same love and kind of playfulness that the Canadians are doing it up there in the coldest part of the world.
Isn't that beautiful how they're bringing cans of gas, and the barbecuing, they have grills outside and all sorts of food laid out.
Right, feeding the homeless, shoveling the walks, they're
and only beeping their horns during 9 to 5. They're not doing it all night, ruining everyone else's night of sleep or whatever. They're being really
yeah, respectful. Maybe they were. I don't, a few party goers getting a little. I mean, you got to remember, it isn't just the truckers that are there. There's a lot of people that have followed them in their cars, and what have they got? They got these horns that they used to use in the hockey games, right? Where they wah!
Air horns, yeah.
They're all honking.
So Rob,
trying to wake everybody up.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I think somebody's behind a little bit. Where I'm at right now, it has been about 5 or 6 months. But after I went into that, the next morning, everything had changed. I mean, I could feel it. I walk out. It was so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It was noisy. I'm only 2 minutes away from the interstate. And when I first went into, which I'm
right now
feeling it's a void,
in the process,
it's not empty at this point. So I think there's been a big major change in it it happen unless it's on an individual basis. I mean, I might be experiencing something that somebody else might not be experiencing, but that
Well,
so-called void is no longer void.
Okay, well, that's similar to what Rosie was saying and what Dolores Cannon was saying, both that, you're going to be experiencing these shifts differently. Everyone's going to experience it differently, according to Rosie. And just like what Dolores was saying about the separation of the two earths, some people that get left behind won't even realize that other people had already left. It's two different worlds, right?
Yeah, well, I see all kinds of changes. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing everything that's going on. I mean, all the stuff that's going on right now, I can see it. And standing against now, one of the things is controlling thoughts. And in the past, well, it's controlling because if you give it power and energy, then you're giving it power or energy over you. So now I catch it, I keep it, and I kick it out. In other words, I keep my energy. In other words, I don't give that thought. If it's a negative thought, I don't stay there. I kick it out and I keep my energy and my power right within me. See, I'm deep inside right now. And I said, I don't expect anything, but I don't ignore anything either.
Mm-hmm.
And things just keep going up. And I said, okay, patience is patience. Waver, but I think it was a major shift in something about 6 months ago. But like I said, individual.
And this whole truth vibration just keeps getting stronger too. And as I mentioned earlier, it's going to continue to shed the light on everything that's dark. So it's not even worth honestly focusing the time and energy on, who's talking shit, who isn't. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
Well,
Because
it matters, Greg. I mean, you should try to come with the truth, for God's sakes. I mean, especially because there is so much misinformation out there. I mean, it's to me, it's like the more they suppress me and censor me, the more I've got to talk, and the more straightforward and no bullshit that I got to say.
I get it. That's why I've got a BitChute channel where I post these awakening topics on there.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say yes. I just watched that one, the last one you posted. I think the grand jury.
Oh yeah.
Let us say the arguments for the prosecution were. I'm saying, yeah, these fuckers need to be tried.
Oh yeah, yeah. I also posted a video from the Nuremberg 2.0 video.
I wonder if that isn't it, because it was the people were in Germany, but they were going all around the world.
Well, things are happening, and this is all, like I said, this is all still, it all falls under that truth vibration, honestly, where the truth is going to expose everything that's in the dark. That's why I can post these kind of things on BitChute and on Telegram, and then get out of that attack truther mode. I need to put all this stuff out, need to waken more people up. And I realized, you know what, that's enough for today. I got to work on myself. I got to work on my manifestations for myself and for Allie and for everybody. And
well, answer me a question on service to others. This has come up in the past couple of days, meditating or whatever, and how you treat people and how you talk to them. If you plant a seed in them just by being real and being yourself and not being plastic, now that would be to an extent, especially if they come back and they start asking you questions about this, that, and the other. It wouldn't that be the same thing as service to others, just by you, how you say it? What's that word? I don't know. It left me. But you portray yourself as you are and what's within, and you, I don't want to use that word. I can't find it. And you want to express it in an outward mode. You want to manifest it outwards to everyone, and everybody looks at you like, "Where's this guy come from?" Just like the lyrics of my music, of my songs. If you don't sit there and think about it, you ain't gonna get it. Because some of that stuff is kind of, you got to think about what I just said in that darn lyric on that one verse to figure out exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, service to others could be the same thing as you, everyday activity and the way you present yourself to people.
Okay.
Right, yeah, no, I think I agree, Rob. It's projecting lights. I mean, some of us, that is our purpose. If we're following our purpose, I would almost say if we're following our purpose, and that's the larger purpose, not the ego purpose, then you're going to be in that vibration of giving. You're in that love vibration or that giving vibration. Oh, and I will mention that green is the color of the heart, chocolate coming from the heart. So this green ray is, I feel this is on the earth right now. We are in that higher fourth dimensional love vibration.
Sweet.
And
Sweet.
And any way that we bring it forth, if we're following our passion, this is bringing forth our gift and sharing it with the world, then we are in service. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And there are people also that are just those beacons of light. And, they just emanate that positive energy. And some people are totally unconscious about it, don't even realize it. So, Marejo, you put something in the chat here that, well, first of all, hi.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us again. You put something in the chat. Would you like to elaborate about that? And I don't know where Phil popped out to, but hopefully he'll be back in shortly.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Got a new microphone and it was wonky. Anyway, yeah, Daniel just popped in a few minutes ago to tell me that due to this, the solar storms we were up with the other day, there's going to be 40 satellites knocked out.
Whoa.
I don't know what that means. Telecom, I think is what he said. So I don't know what that means to anybody. I just thought I'd mention it. It's like,
That could be TV stations, cell phones, could be a number of things. Wow.
So
40 of them.
40. Yeah, I just ran to ask him again. So I said, where did you get that? And he said he was just watching YouTube stuff. So
okay, so is there a link? Is there a verified article that we can put it to?
probably. I'll go check in just a second because
Yeah.
yeah, let me go do that right now. Well, I hate to leave you by yourself. You can handle it.
Rob's here.
Say that wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Right?
Well, it's like sitting here in front of I keep hearing this, turn off the TV, to do this, do that, do that. Well, if you're aware and you know exactly what's going on, I see it on TV all the time. Half the time I'm sitting here doing something, but I'm not even watching the TV. But if you don't try to keep up with some current events, then how are you going to look at this and say, well, you get into a comparison. Okay, I sit there and look at them and says, you bunch, I get more upset with the darn TV set than I do anything else. If I sit there long enough to watch it.
Well, Allie in the chat is saying apparently it's linked to Elon Musk's satellites. Claudette's saying, yeah, the satellites are supposedly falling. Yeah, so interesting.
He's going
Falling
to
or being shot down.
he's going to send it to me.
Okay, yeah, and just if you can send it to me on Facebook. Maybe that's something I can post in Telegram.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a shout out to Mr. Ballin. Strange, dark, and mysterious. He tells the best stories. I just got to say that. Another person, I just had to
All
check
right.
him out, Mr. Ballin. I mean, he tells stories that you may or may not have heard. He's a former Navy SEAL. He's got a fantabulous story. Terrible plug. Sorry about that. I forget we're live. Sorry.
That's okay. Quick shout out to some of the new people that have came in here. We have Robin and who else? Suzanne. Thank you for joining us. Stephen. I think we caught everyone. Andrea.
Yeah,
If I
we
missed
did
anyone,
it.
I'm sorry. But welcome to Spirit Chat. Tonight's
Haven't come
conversation,
yet.
the Cosmic Wildcard, and we're talking about what could possibly happen in the near future that may help skyrocket or catapult our spiritual evolution into the next stage or dimension.
Yeah, there's one darn thing I say it don't matter a whole lot nowadays.
What doesn't?
Nothing.
Daniel.
Nothing.
That's Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. William's saying that the veil removed and broken. Hey, Robin, I called you out already. Yeah, hi. Welcome to our Spirit Chat. Hope Phil's doing all right. He got knocked off. Maybe it was the satellite for Phil's internet that got knocked out. Hope not. So yeah, there's a number of things that can happen. If anyone has other ideas of what might possibly could be a cosmic wildcard that we haven't talked about, come on in, let us know. Put another link in the chat room.
Well, I'll tell you, there's so much up in the air right now and so much going on. It's really hard to discern exactly what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be prepared for it. And like I said, subliminal messages on TV.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't let them in, they can't bother you.
I'm kind of looking forward to the Super Bowl halftime show.
I ain't watching there. I quit watching football back in the 90s. I won't even watch their commercials. Last time I did that about, I think a few years ago, just before Jackson was up there and she lost her.
Oh yeah.
One time I decided not to watch it and I should have watched it.
Right.
But I think it was a year before that, and I watched what was going on and said, man, this is bull. And I haven't touched it since.
Well, I have noticed, because I do like watching football, but I don't have cable. I pay $50 for a year of online internet. I can see all the games online. But I've noticed that, like, for example, on the Chiefs Bengals game, there were a lot of empty seats for a playoff game, the AFC Championship, a lot of empty seats in Arrowhead Stadium. That would be unheard of years past. But what does that tell you? It says that get woke, go broke. The NFL is so woke, and people are saying, screw you, we're leaving.
Well, now I do stay on college. I do watch the SEC. I do stay with them on a regular basis. Every year I look forward to it.
Yeah, ones that are not getting paid. I posted something on Facebook that there's two college or NFL coaches that are going through the litigation process of they were paid to throw the games. $100,000 like that. Yeah, so it's
heard
fixed.
About that.
It's fixed. Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl, the halftime show, just to pick out like what Stephen's saying, the satanic rituals, the symbolism, all that crap. So it's gonna be interesting.
That's what I saw the last time I watched it during halftime show. And
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm done.
And then-
go ahead.
Well, they say that the Super Bowl is one of the heaviest child trafficking days of the year as well. So that's going to be, hopefully there's a number of rings that get broken up that day. We'll put that intention out there.
Well, if you look deep into it, you'll probably find out not only has now this has been a question in my mind for years on whether the games are fixed. And this right here is kind of putting the stamp on it.
Mhm.
And that was everything from baseball to football. It didn't matter what it was. These guys are playing. They're working with each. Oh well, we'll let y'all have it next year. It's just like electing they chose all these years. They've been appointing a chief of a commander in chief. Nobody's
Yes.
been. Their boats hadn't been doing anything. It's the same basic thing. Well, your turn next year, or whichever way it goes, or who. Well, we'll give all the other owners X amount of money of the profits from the Super Bowl, but we get to go to play this time, and we win or they win. Flip a coin.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs were up 21-3 in the first half against the Bengals, and then they only scored 3 more points. I'm thinking they should have crushed Cincinnati, but yeah, Cincinnati's in the Super Bowl. The fix is in. I'm pretty
Well,
confident.
that's like back in the Houston Oilers.
Mhm.
I think they were playing the Broncos, and they were playing in Denver, and they were ahead something like 35 or 40, somewhere in the neighborhood, to nothing at halftime, and they lost the game.
Deplorable daughter says, the last time I saw a halftime show, I saw Janet Jackson's nipple. That was a long time ago. That was with
Darn, I
Justin.
missed that one. I was just sitting there and said, darn. I just been watching it this time.
Pardon me. Excuse me. I left a link here, but I can't seem to find where to put it on Facebook. And I went to, I don't know. I forgot about YouTube. I got to pull YouTube.
I put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh, did you? Okay, good. All right.
Regarding satellites.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if there's any verifiable information within that YouTube link that
Well, I hope so.
I do too. Because like I said, there's a lot of BSers out there, but there is something apparently with the satellites. So, like I said, use your discernment on anything. And so, yeah.
If it makes me feel funny, like,
Yeah.
then I usually
So
it's
I'm
like, no.
just wondering if there's any verifiable information within that YouTube link. Yeah, you had an echo there.
Yeah, I did, because I pulled up YouTube.
Oops.
It's all right. I just I don't know. Wanted to get more involved with more chat, so it's okay though. My computer won't run properly. I mean, it skips a lot if I do that, so it's not very powerful. Does
Well,
the
hopefully-
trick, but
Hopefully runs better than Allie's. Allie's, she's had issues the last couple of days, like date night kept getting kicked off, and tonight she got kicked off a couple times. But it might be her internet in the UK. They don't have fiber optic cable very much there, and their computer internet speeds are horrible. They're like what our worst speed could possibly be. That's their fastest.
Oh man.
Yeah, so they're not getting 100, 200
Can
megabytes per second.
she
Millibytes.
use a booster or something?
I don't know. I don't know, but at first we thought it was her computer, her laptop, but she got kicked off using her cell phone also. So it has to be her internet.
Okay, can I share with you that the other day, my computer, it was just doing weird things. I thought it was a keyboard. I was like, oh, I washed all the keyboards, the same way I've done for like 20 years, just run them under hot water, let them dry out real good for a couple of days, and they work again. New batteries. I
Huh.
tried 3 or 4 keyboards and it was just typing weird stuff. And it's like, okay, stop. Unplugged the keyboards, got rid of it. It's like, and then my computer started like doing weird things. It's like, I'm not doing anything. The weird pages would show up. So I just shut the thing down. I said, okay, somebody's trying to tell me to get off my behind and go do something else.
Right.
And I kind of left it alone for 24 hours. It was good. I got more productive, you know, and it got me what is that? Hit the reset buttons, like quit sitting around so much on the computer, taking in so much. It doesn't matter what you're interested in politically, the negativity. It's like, stop. If you're going to do word games to keep your mind active, listen to meditation music. So I started, the different megahertz, the different, binaural beats.
Oh, nice.
Like that. So it helped a great deal. And I didn't realize, how easy it is to just sit here. And so it quit acting weird. So I mean, I'm not saying that that's her issue.
Right.
It was my issue. It's like, maybe, I think entities messing around with me, or
Oh, it could have been your guides telling you, get away from it.
get away from it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
In the chat, they made a couple interesting points. Hi to Lilith and Matthew. Lilith said it's the year of the tiger. Fixes in. It's a ritual. Who's in the Super Bowl? Cincinnati Bengals, the tiger, right?
Oh,
Then
interesting.
Matthew said it just so happens to be the year of the water tiger. Must be a ritual. I'd have my money on the goats beating the tigers. The goats. Oh yeah, the Rams, the goats. And Baphomet
Yeah.
against the year of the tiger. That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. I love you guys. Thank you for putting that together. Hi to Carrie for joining us. And to Wanda. Oh, yeah. And Robin is joining us.
Hey.
We got another. Yeah. So I'm curious, if you guys have any thoughts about what is going to happen. These cosmic wild cards are really fascinating. What's going to happen? Do any of those resonate with you? The Photon Belt, or what do you think the event is going to be? Hey, Robin. What's happening, dude? Is your microphone on?
Greg, when I first got in the room, you were talking about, either you or Phil were talking about colors and things, and you mentioned the color green. That was the first thing I heard, and I don't know what you were talking about. However, yesterday I went to a gem store and got a green kunzite. It doesn't look real green. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can't really tell it's green. I've never had a green one. I'm just so excited. Just thought I'd mention that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Rosie was talking about this green energy coming from the center of the Earth. There's going to be this initial beam coming from the sun into the center of the Earth, and then from the center of the Earth emits this green energy, according to Rosie. And she said you'll see it in the air, you can feel it, you can breathe it, and it's going to be transformative. So.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear. What's going on, Robin? How are you?
Microphone on there. Let me just get you some image. Hold on.
Greg, when I first got in the room, you were talking about, either you or Phil were talking about happen. Oh, that's it. And you mentioned the color green.
Yeah, you got to mute the YouTube.
I know what you were talking about. However, yesterday I went to a gem store and
I muted you right now until you mute the YouTube, okay? Because it gives feedback. While you're on Zoom, you can't have YouTube playing.
I closed everything. I'm right here. I don't have anything. It's his.
So, all right. So I'm asking you to unmute yourself. There. Okay.
Yeah. Can you guys hear
We're
me?
good. Yeah, we're good now.
Awesome. Hi there, guys.
Yeah, you're forward in time now here on Zoom, because Zoom is, it's like 5 seconds delay. So everybody that's watching on YouTube, we're in the future. So
I just want to say I've been your fan since pretty much your first episode.
wow,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thanks for finally making it on.
Why are you clean shaven? Don't you know that's the Romans?
I'm never clean shaven. I always have scruffle. Yeah.
I'm just teasing, but don't worry about it.
So what led to your awakening, Robin?
My awakening. Am I
Mhm.
awakened? Am I awakened?
Are you?
An awakening? I think there's levels of awakening.
What made you
Like,
go down the rabbit hole?
I was born into it, man. I couldn't help it. I was born to have family hippies.
The rabbit left you in there.
Yeah, I was smoking with the grub since I was like 5 years old. So there was no way I was not going to be in it.
Hanging Laundry on the YouTube chat says, "Great beard, Robin."
Thank you. I do believe men should look like men and women like women. It's just my thing.
Right? I agree.
Shave.
Of course, some men have long hair.
I was forced to shave by my grandma for years. Can't handle that.
Did your grandma have a beard too? No, I'm just kidding.
I wish she would, man. I wish she did. Nah, she was one of those Southern firecrackers, man.
Okay. But usually, yeah, a lot of people say there's an event, and I get it. I get what you're saying, kind of, being born awakened, because I always had this, to me, my thing was, and without me knowing it, I had this thing about the going to church. I always got the EBGBs. I knew that there was innately something fucked up about religion.
And powerful voodoo there. There's dark magic there. I mean, have you gone to voodoo ceremonies?
No.
I highly recommend. Have you gone to satanic ceremonies?
No.
I highly recommend.
Why?
Because you see the whole full spectrum. Veronica Manning, a witch from LA that I met, that had worked with a hypnotist named Samuel Joshua Marcus, took me by the hand one day and took me to every church in LA. Like, took us about a couple of days. And he says, "Where do you get a feeling for?" He took me to the Gnostics. He took me to the Sri Babats. He took me to the Hare Krishnas, everybody, And that was an amazing teaching, The Gnostics were pretty hip. Those guys are pretty hip, but they're ultimately, churches do the same, right? Money.
Yeah. Subservience, control, conformity, greed, power, money.
Rather go to your local dealer and get some toad venom and really get the joke.
I don't think I'd go there either. But
That's my advice.
okay.
That's my advice. I mean, all the spiritual people I've met, like Richard Baker Roshi, Swami Paramadvaiti, all the seriously spiritual people that I've met, like the act with the spirit in a church setting.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, their egos are pretty big. Just my thoughts.
Well, that's one thing, obviously, that, I think, at least in this N5D community, there's a lot of us just, well, I'd say probably 75% of us are introverts. And, when you're introverted, you tend not to have ego,
Did you ever contact Dimitri at the Deoxy website? Because that's kind of where I got you guys from, I think.
Deoxy? No.
Deoxy.org, yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about in Kabulaba, the egg thing up in New York somewhere. With the Moorish Sufi temple of in Kabulaba.
Huh, I never heard of that. No.
Ong's Egg. Ong's Hat, sorry, Ong's Hat. Ong's Hat is a town in New York, and Ong's Egg is a dimensional travel machine, supposedly have to have it built there by the government, and they were in connection with the Moorish Sufi church, and they were in connection with a bunch of different secret societies.
Interesting. Where in New York is it? Like upstate, western?
I'm not sure. Let me see. I'll find it here for you.
And we got
Google
Susan
is
Marcella joined us, but she can't see her because her camera's not on and her mic's not on. But she's here with us in Zoom.
Susan, I'm of the mindset that if I need to learn something, it'll come to me, and I'm completely open to it. I mean, when I was about 16 or 17, I realized I am not a Catholic. Really, I don't believe in anything that I was defending. And I just said a big, okay, my creator, God, at the time is what I said. I'm going to put my trust in you to protect my soul, because the last thing I want to do is go to hell. That was what I knew at that time. And I'm just going to go find my truths. And years and years and years, going to different churches and stuff, unless it felt like, yeah, I don't need to be there. Even going to the library, looking for books or metaphysical stores or, whatever. It's like, it has to feel organic. And although, going to different churches and stuff is an adventure, if it, and that was my reasoning for not entering into. I've talked to several people over the years about, satanic beliefs or, it's not, I don't need to go there.
I met Anton LaVey in San Francisco. He came to buy strings at Guitar Center. I was working back then in the 80s. 89, actually, the earthquake. You're the earthquake. Met Anton LaVey in San Francisco, and I found in him an incredibly atheist man. Like, he didn't believe in anything, which kind of made sense, because it's not believing in anything is the left-hand path of believing in yourself, which is not a bad idea, but there's missing, right? There's something, some tiny little fiber of something missing. I've met a lot of very dark people in my path, and most of them have very light energy inside. If you look through the layers of them, if you look at the essence of the being, there's always a light. There's always something that shines. So, yeah, I'm not spooked by guys like Anton LaVey. I'm actually interested by them. I'm curious what they have. Guys like George Bush. I mean, Donald Trump. We always tend to demonize these very egocentric types, not seeing our own ego in it.
Demonize or deitize, take your pick.
Same thing. Whether it's Sri Baba or it's Donald Trump or it's the Dalai Lama, in the end it's the same thing. You're putting somebody on a pedestal. You're putting somebody above you, saying you are my teacher, or you can teach me something I don't know about this or that. And the Sith have very good teachers. The Sith had some pretty amazing teachers. Most of them are very humble, very simple people. Just got to look for them. And
everybody's truth is different. I mean, everybody's truth is very, very personal. It's very subjective.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe in a real truth? Do you think there's something that is true beyond what is different in the truthness, like a universal truth, something that we can say this is the truth at the end of all the trips, of all the journeys?
I think there are universal principalities. Again,
and that's all subjective too, to the person.
It is. It's all subjective. Same with good and evil. It's all subjective.
In my deep psychedelic journey, which was through the toad venom, I found something like a kind of like a Holy Spirit. Hello?
Yeah.
Kind of like a Holy Spirit.
Somehow, I don't know what is going on. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Anyways, I found something
Yeah.
like a Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
The guys that brought me back from the, I don't know, I lost my image here. Yeah, go here and go here. And it was the Holy Spirit, man. It was the Holy Spirit. It was like the Holy Spirit, like, you know, when you go to church, they talk about the Holy Spirit. It's my cats.
I waited so many times. I've gone to revivals and I thought, I want to be slain in the spirit like they were. I wanted to be that. I wanted been baptized. Been,
Have you tried toad? Have you tried the wonders of toad venom yet? By God, I'll show you the Holy Spirit.
well, I've had my
You have to go down first, though. You have to kind of visit down. Rescuing my cat, sorry. You have to kind of go down and to see it, because you first go to hell. Hell is also very real. You guys have ever been to hell in a journey?
See, that's a subjective topic too. I don't believe in hell either. Yeah.
Well, try spending some time there with some of the old folks, you know.
I think our minds are so powerful and we are so freaking creative. We have the power. We can create a hell if we want to.
If you want to create it, it doesn't exist with me. There's
not me. I just choose not to. I think it's a choice. That's where free will comes in. We can choose what we want to believe in.
Let's say you go to the supermarket and you're high on shrooms and you somehow are attracted by the meat department, because you know you like hamburger, and then you're there and you see the pieces of cows all chopped up, and you realize, oh my God, this is hell. And then you're in a supermarket. You're in a perfectly ordinary, everyday type of place, but you're seeing it from a perspective that gives you that seriously open third eye, where you can see the subtle thing, you know, the subtle part of it. And you say to yourself, oh my goodness, I'm in hell.
No.
I'm an empath. I can see it already. I don't need to go visit. I can see it when I pass people by. No, thank you. I don't know.
You know, what was it? Some cardinal or bishop said that hell was made up by the church. Admitted it.
Yep.
Fear-based control.
Yeah. To get more people to donate to them. People
do not want to be, they want to give their control to some, please take care of my soul because I don't know how to do it and I am just a lowly sinner. So you take care of it, Mr. Pastor. Thank you, no. I will take care of my own soul. That's how I feel. You know, it's like, that's
well, that's also like the whole savior bullshit to me. I don't buy into the savior thing. I feel like, you know, the Hopi, we are the light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going to look for somebody, you're going to look for a savior, look to yourself. You're the one that's going to save yourself. And that's very well possible. I think everybody can do that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Everything's inside, everything's within you.
Yep.
Just being patient and you'll get your answers when at the right time your answers will come up.
Okay, here we go, guys. Let's try this one. You go to the end of time and you see the singularity. And the singularity is something kind of like a black hole. It contains everything and it has nothing. Because nothing is, but right before the black hole, you got the spaghetti thing going. And the spaghetti thing going is the last bit of consciousness that is individual, that is conscious of being conscious. The last bit of, I believe in my own existence type of conscious before the you know, before you go into that space where you're just, you know, everything, the other side of the cycle. You know, that's pretty hellish space, you know, and it's also the door to heaven. The
And
door-
got a green kunzite. It doesn't look real green. My 5 seconds of fame. The funniest voice. God.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to. I have a laptop. I have a computer, and I have a cell phone. And I'm actually transmitting through the cell phone, and I lost my own image. I was trying to see my own image, and I'm not able to do it. Sorry, I'm not very good at these computer things. Can you guys actually see me?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Your squid image there.
Yeah.
My Cthulhu thing going there. Yeah, I'm not sure how to turn back on my real face. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I'm not good at computers. But it's good to be with you guys and chatting. That's a nice place. I mean, again, I've been your fan since you pretty much started. So.
Appreciate that. You know, there's things that I dabble in that, you know, are considered, you know, darker topics like reversals and sigils and stuff like that. But I think that you can use that stuff in a positive way. Like the sigils I use spell out all of my codons are open. The reversals I do is along with the same thing. All of my codons are open. Reverse is Nipo Eris Nodak Infula. So I can, you know, I do dabble in that because I do believe that, you know, with some of this occult, you know, what they call dark magic, you can use for the light. You can use to benefit, you know, and work in humanity's best interests.
I've always believed that. I've always believed that.
Whatever the intention is, that the word, it doesn't matter what the words are. I believe, I think it's the intention that it rides on. Whatever your intention is as you're putting it out, you know? So, I mean, but I love I love words and numbers. I took the alphabet, the English alphabet, and on a grid of, you know, one through 9, and every word in the English language, every letter, every whatever English letter, no matter what word it is, even if it's a name of a number, it will reduce to 2, 4, 6, or 7. And if you spell those out, it eventually will. It's weird. I know
Well, that's interesting. 2, 4, 6, or 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody's name, a sentence, whatever. And that's just the 1 through 9 grid. There's somebody else that uses 1 through 13 and then 13 down to 1 again, you know, and according to a whole lot of different stuff. Anyway, and so that's interesting. I haven't done it with that. It's just, I think
I found the Ong's Hat reference if you're interested.
the what reference?
Ong's Hat, remember that I talked about Ong's Hat?
Yes.
Ong's Hat is the earliest internet-based secret society conspiracy theory created as a piece, as from Wikipedia, by the way, as a piece of collaborative fiction by 4 core individuals dating back to the 1980s. Ong's Hat, New Jersey. It's a ghost town.
Hmm.
You there?
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening to your phone vibrate.
Yeah. That always happens. When I'm trying to say something important, the phone always, again, maybe if I disconnect and reconnect, I can get a better connection. Give me
I don't
1
know.
second. Sorry, guys. I'm going
It's all
to
right.
turn the phone off.
All right.
You know, I grew up Catholic. I mean, I was born into a very strict not too strict. All the rules I learned that they were breaking. Okay, sorry, mom and dad. Point is, my mom was really into, I think, dark things.
Mhm.
And
I'm sorry.
surprised I
The
escaped.
Pope and whoever else that's Catholic, you know, the bishops and yeah.
And I think that's why I just don't have any interest. It's like, yeah, no, I don't need to learn more about Satanism. I don't need to learn more about, you know, any of that, really. I
No.
don't care.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes, keep it positive, keep centered, grounded, bring the light and as much light as possible. I though, you know, I get where he's coming from. You know, why not you know, if we're here to experience everything, why not
Sure.
go down every rabbit hole and, you know, see what does this have to offer? And that gives you an idea of, at least if nothing else, what the other side is, how they operate and what they're thinking when they're doing certain things. That makes sense.
Yes.
But it's like watching horror flicks. Allie can do that. She has no problem watching horror flicks. When I watch them, I feel like it brings my vibration down.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, for many years, I only started trying to watch it, you know, the last probably decade. And it's like, yeah, no wonder no, I don't. I have a great imagination. I can carry it to the nth degree. And I don't need to do that because it's like a song that, you know, an earworm, it gets stuck in your head. I'll replay that over and over and over. And if that's where my thoughts are, good grief, I don't want that to affect, you know?
No. I remember watching Frankenstein, the remake of it when I was a kid back in like the early 1970s or something like that. And I remember seeing him in this block of ice just frozen, and they have him on a ship sailing to America, I think. And I couldn't get that vision out of my head. And I had nightmares that night over it.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. To this day, I've never even sat through The Exorcist. It's like, I won't do it. Couldn't do it when it came out. No. And I'm sure it's pretty tame compared to some of the things.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
Suzanne, are you with us? You guys,
Yes,
there you are.
yes, yep, I'm here.
Yay.
I'm just mostly just listening.
Okay. What are your thoughts on, you know, these cosmic wildcards, and what do you think will happen in the future?
I don't know. I'm a little up in the air on it right this minute. I'll very briefly share that I've been a little preoccupied because I just bought a home in Lancaster, California, 2.5 acre, like a little kind of like a horse ranch thing, and
Nice.
we're in escrow. And it's going to be a very quick escrow because the owners have already relocated to Missouri, and I think I'll have the keys next week. But I'm just trying to dot all my I's and cross all my T's and sign all my things and all of that stuff. So I've been a little caught up in that right now.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How exciting.
Wow.
So-
Congratulations. Buying a home is a big fat headache, but fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's to help all my kids and grandkids and stuff. I'm going to try and make a sort of a family compound, I hope.
So in the chat, Hanging Laundry and Claudette are both saying they don't like watching horror movies either.
Yeah, I kind of got to where I don't. I used to. When my kids were little and my husband and I were together, okay, we did marathon horror movies and I really didn't have any problem with them. But nowadays, I don't really care for them too much. I really don't. I kind of steer away from them.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
as a kid, I remember watching like all the Nightmares on Elm Street and all that crap. You know, because you go to the theaters with your friends, and you know, but go ahead.
I couldn't stand those shows. I couldn't stand them. Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy, all that crap, and the stuff to put out now. No,
Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
to
all
me
that.
it's promoting. It's promoting all that crap.
Yes,
And people
it's
that
normalizing it.
Yeah.
right, and people that can't, keep it out.
Quit it.
It sticks there. And even when I was a kid, you got the Mummy, you got Creature from Black, all those things.
Remember
never
Schiller and
bothered me
his
at all.
six-fingered hand came out of the swamp? Schiller. I guess I'm the only one.
Yes.
That knows that.
You had. No, I remember you had Schiller and you had Morbid
Creature Feature. It was another one.
Yeah, Creature Feature. But one of my favorites, and I think what helped me out on all that stuff when I was a kid, was Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and Wolfman.
Right.
Yeah.
Even Satch and them, when they met Frankenstein and them, it's just, the Bowery Boys, Dead End Kids, etc. You see some of those, and they're the Bowery Boys meet Frankenstein, et cetera, and
Hmm.
they get with the Dracula and everything. I just have a kick. I love watching those guys.
If I'm going to watch something, it's either going to be a comedy or a sci-fi about time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
What happened to Ron? I found a different, I guess this is a jellyfish. I thought it was an octopus, but I thought if he wanted some color, he could put some color on there. It's
Ooh,
not very bright. It's a lot
No, he's in
brighter.
the chat. He's in the chat. He's saying that as his cell phone died.
Oh, that's too bad.
I've seen that same guy on a sci-fi flick once.
Same guy. Oh.
It looks familiar.
That's funny. No. Color therapy. Yeah, spend a lot of time with colors.
Steven in the chat says black and white TV series, Addams Family. Yeah, I like, if I'm going to veg out to something, I like vegging out to something inane, something that you might not even laugh at it, but it just takes you away from all the crap that's going on, all these distractions that are going on. It helps to clear for me.
Yeah.
And you can find a lot of these things. I don't have cable, but I'm on Allie's Netflix, so I can watch sitcoms on there, like Seinfeld or whatever, and just get away from everything for a little while. And like I said, it does a number to help you clear all this crap that's going on around us.
I think I ought to bring all them old sitcoms back.
I
Take
agree.
everything else off and bring them back.
They're there somewhere. Petticoat Junction, Andy Griffith.
Oh yeah, I got cable there, and I get I Dream of Jeannie, Wagon Train, and right now they got a Bowery Boys thing going on Saturdays.
Allie's got a little like I Dream of Jeannie thing going with the way she does everything in her makeup stuff. I keep telling her to go like this. And blink.
Yeah. Get her the outfit.
Yeah.
Well, take her over to Bewitched and get her to wiggle her nose like she did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watch Bob's Burgers when I need to laugh, no matter what kind of mood I'm in. I mean, if I need to laugh, I can be as stubborn as ever. 15 minutes or less into a Bob's Burger episode. It's crazy, so funny.
Bob's Burger. I've never heard of that.
Cartoon. It's terrible. It's Bob and his wife run a restaurant, and they got 3 kids. They're just really silly. I can't describe it. Anyway, I'll see if I can even you can get some on YouTube, actually. Bob's Burgers or Bob's Burger. It's a cartoon. It's
You can find a lot of the I Dream of Genies here on YouTube. Because when I was doing some bigger pictures, I was just using the sound effects for I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched, just to like snap myself out of the picture and into the next scene on the bigger picture. I just blink my just for the fun of it. But I found those sounds and videos on YouTube, so it's cool that you can still find stuff on here that hasn't been yanked yet.
Well, if you find where Laugh-In is, let me know.
You don't have cable.
I like watching Laugh-In.
I'll bet you can find. I'm going to send you a link, Rob, in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
And it's called soap, the number 2 day.to. And it might redirect you to some other .au or something like that. I don't know, but I recommend getting the Dissenter browser. It'll block all the pop-ups because you will get pop-ups on that website, but it'll block them. So use that link on the Dissenter browser. Okay. And I bet you can find Laugh-In. As a matter of fact, I'll take a look right now and see if it's in there.
have a hard time watching anything anymore, really, because of the secrets about Hollywood I know and all of that rabbit hole that I went down. So I can't, like, I don't like any of it. It's really hard to find something entertaining to watch. Even the old shows.
I like Gaia TV. I've got Gaia TV. I've had it for years, and they've got a huge selection of all kinds of stuff. And I really like it. I really like Gaia TV.
Mhm.
There's
I
a
don't know
lot
whether
there
you guys
that
have
I
heard.
like. There's a lot there that I like. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. No. Go ahead. Yeah, I just wondered if anybody else was aware of it. I've had it for years. I like it. And I let go of Netflix.
Netflix, yeah. Well, if you don't have cable, Greg, you can get a Fire Stick, or I can gift you one. You just hook it up. You got it. It's like this, and
Oh, I do. I have one, an Amazon Fire Stick. Yeah.
it's a little broken. That's why I'm not using it. I bent it somewhere. Anyway, or maybe that's anyway. In moving, how far away are you moving from where you are?
It's just 4 or 5 miles, something like that. Not too far. A little bit north. Not so I'll be hitting the beach on the North Bridge instead of the South Bridge.
Oh, so we're both moving, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I just moved. So I didn't 6 months ago. It's taken me this long to get
Well,
myself grounded enough and acclimated. And I'm getting there.
guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for joining us here live on that had the courage to come on camera. Thank you. Or just even be here like Suzanne. I know you didn't come on camera, but thank you for having the courage to be here.
God, see my messy room. There you go.
Part of
Just-
Rob's head, part of Rob's head is here with us.
Hi.
Just
Yes, that's
I'm
what we
just
should
kidding.
have.
But I want to thank everybody also who's joined us in the YouTube chat, as well as everybody that's watching on the recorded version of this. Let us know below, what you think about these cosmic wildcards. What sounds the most feasible to you? If there is one that we perhaps didn't cover, let us know below. And there's Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
It's nice to place a face with the voice.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I had to figure
But-
out how to do it. I
You
just
did
had to
it.
figure out how to do it.
Awesome. Thank you. And like I said, I just want to thank everybody for joining us here. And I think what I did tonight with I started doing this when I had Spirit Chat. I would bring a topic in and something for us to discuss. So I like that idea of having a topic. Of course, we'll still do like just random nights of whatever, but I like having a theme base as well. So who knows what we'll do next, but I look forward to seeing you all on the next Spirit Chat. Hope Phil's doing okay, because he just disappeared like out of the blue and I haven't seen him back in the chat. So I hope he's doing all right. And and in the meanwhile, I'm sending you all infinite love and light. Thank you for joining us. Namaste, everyone. Peace.
Peace.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Peace out.